And I'd rather play for 1,000 people I don't know than 10 bass players.
All right, nice job, man. Give my hand, man.
Hey, was that for the Monkeys? that part? You know that song from the Monkeys?
Yeah. Actually, this thing?
Yes.
That's a scalar thing I made up to teach students how to use modes and type things. So each one represents a different mode.
Because this is a song by the Monkeys.
The Monkeys?
Yeah.
I know
and Mike Nesmith plays that lick.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's the lick. Yeah.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen,
yes.
welcome.
Daydreaming.
That's hard to believe.
He's the only one that actually really is a good player, but yeah.
Mike Nesmith.
Yeah, Mike Nesmith. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the basement. That's BASSMINT, and we got another Detroit bass player. Tell us your name, sir.
Kevin Floyd.
Where you residing at right these days?
Right now I'm in West Dearborn.
West Dearborn, not too far from.
Born in Detroit, but
not too far from my Westland domicile. You know.
Yeah.
Well, and that was some real nice playing, man, on a real nice bass, man. I'm really fond of. What kind of bass is that?
Ken Smith, Burner Deluxe. I bought it from Brian Lord, who's the guitar player in 50 Amp Fuse, I think.
Oh, that's real nice. Burner meaning.
Just the name of this, the model. I didn't know anything about it. I knew they made some nice stuff, and I'd heard a couple of them and said, yeah, that sounds pretty good. And I'm still searching for that bass, you know. I don't know if you guys run into that at all, but one that just feels comfortable. And
what did you start out on?
My dad bought me a Kingston.
Yeah. No, I mean the real bass.
The first real bass I had was a Rickenbacker because being a young 17-year-old, you get influenced by a lot of rock music at the time.
Sure.
And Geddy Lee and Chris Squire for Yes. Whatever that is, I got to get me one of those. And now I have 7 of them. I actually collect them.
Wow.
I got some old 4001s in excellent condition, the Chris Squire signature. I got a Rickenbacker 8-string, Rickenbacker double neck.
Rickenbacker double neck?
Yeah. I just stumbled upon it. I said, man, I really don't need this, but I really want this.
It's a good stumble.
Yeah. Well, I was the same way. When I saw Stanley Clarke play at an Olympic, that's all I wanted was an Olympic until I found out back
Stanley
in
helped sell a lot of Olympics.
Back in 1970, they were still $2,000, so I couldn't afford it. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we hanging out in the basement with Kevin and we got a few other bass players that's gonna chime in every now and then. Who we got with us?
Corey Tramontelli.
Corey Tramontelli, a basement alumni. Who else we got?
Alvin Grimes.
Another basement alumni. And who else we got over there?
Dennis Patterson.
Dennis Patterson. Welcome to the basement. Another Detroit bass player. Who else?
Michael Petron.
Another Detroit bass player.
Bruce Agerbabian.
Hey, how you doing, Bruce? Another Detroit bass player.
The bass pimp.
the bass pimp himself.
Actually, my real name is Gordon Spencer, but nobody calls me that anymore. So.
you Gordon all the time.
Yeah. Well, you've been knowing me for 40 years. Of course, you still gonna call me Gordy, but yeah, right.
Right, and in case y'all don't know, that's one of those, one of his other model shirts there, but the bass pimp has a shirt that actually says bass pimp with a pimp playing
And I
the
got
bass.
shirts right there, but since we're here today, $10 shirts. No, I normally sell for 20, but since we're kind of the base, because it's $10 shirts, so I got bass pimps, I got these kind of shirts, and I got the 5 Fingers of Funk shirts. So I'll show you them a bit. Get back to my man.
Okay, all right, bass pimp. Whose shirts are all over the world, by the way. If you
every
want to check
continent
them
of this planet, and in some places they shouldn't be.
All right, man. So, Kevin, right?
Yep.
Hey, man. When did you start playing the bass, and why?
I was 16 or 17. Now I'm 50. And I think everybody in this room knows it is just the coolest instrument ever invented. It's got
Yes, sir.
rhythm, melody,
Yep.
holding it down with the drums. It's just got everything, and I fell in love with it instantly once I started really paying attention to music.
It could go low, it can go high.
And the lower the better, you know, that's where
But
all
the higher
the
you
meat and
get,
potatoes
you
is
get
at. You know.
fired.
The high stuff come into later when players like Stanley and Jepperland and all those guys came around and really turned the, and Victor, of course, turned it into the solo instrument that it can be. You know.
Yeah, well, I thought Jocko and Stanley did that back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Changed the game. They actually changed the direction that the bass went, or either the bass, instead of heading in one direction, is split off to multiple directions or multiple branches, whatever kind of metaphor you want to use. So, and speaking of that, those are some of my favorite guys. Who's some of your favorites that play the instrument?
Oh, without a doubt. Jocko, Stanley, Victor. I took lessons with Gary Willis.
Oh, man, that's a bad dude.
I did some Skype lessons with Jeff Berlin.
Oh, that's another bad dude.
Of course, on the rock side, you got Geddy Lee and Chris Squire, like we mentioned.
Bad.
And Billy Sheehan's no slouch either.
Another bad.
Man, the list just goes on and on. Did a clinic with Ron Carter. He was pretty cool.
Another Detroit bass player.
Yeah, out in Kalamazoo. Just pretty much the fusion guys, the heavy hitters that really took it to the next level. I thought Gary Willis was like the new Jocko. He really picked it up where Jocko
He
left off.
definitely, you can hear Jocko all
over
in
his playing. Yeah,
Exactly, but he got his own. It's his own character, but you can say he reminds you of Jocko. Sometimes I wonder what Jocko would be doing if he was still alive.
Oh
today.
man, it's a scary thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another guy that
Jocko, he'd
influenced,
be doing 10 to 20 and saying, doing him though.
another guy that influenced me a lot was the guy I took lessons from was Ralph Armstrong.
Another Detroit bass player.
Ralph was a very cool dude to study with and very patient and had a little blood with him every now and then.
So why lessons with such phenomenal bass? Why did you pick those instead of a local guy like me?
Because I think I don't know, something about there's all the steps that happen in a row when you're growing as a player, and I always wanted to see if I can go from step number 3 to step number 5 or 6 and skip 3 and 4 if I could. So I tried to hit with some guys that were and even in the bands that you play, who you choose to play with, if you really have your druthers, you don't want to play with. I personally don't want to play with a bunch of guys who's on my same level. I'd rather have them make me reach.
You want to be the worst one in the band.
My keyboard player, Chris Verzi, is phenomenal. He could play Carnegie Hall with a grand piano tonight. He's just that good, and he always makes me stretch. We did a song called More Judge More for, ironically, Judge Moore, Detroit Judge. And somehow he had some connection with him, and it was the hardest thing I've ever recorded. And he just, he plays it all on piano and writes a lot of stuff, and he lets you have some freedom, but he gives you some strong suggestions about what you want to play. Of course, he's doing it on piano, and so he really fed me some finger twisters. But anyway, just to help you grow and really get there.
Right.
I guess I'm impatient that way. I want to get over there where these guys are. You know, these guys are good. There's nothing, you know, and there's nothing wrong with going through every step to get there. I just want to just challenge myself more and and see if I can get into the minds of the great players, and especially soloists. It's like, what do you think of? That's I ask every one of them. Right. What do you think of when you're soloing? I don't, because if you stop and think, you're going to make a mistake. You're going to freeze. We got something I think Alan was talking about. You know, what do you think of when you're soloing and patterns and stuff? And I think I like the old school train of thought, and I know we've all heard this about how you get that information and you internalize it, and then you sort of forget it and let your mind, your music mind, speak, rather than, oh, I'm playing this chord and this chord is playing, I can only play these notes to it, and and just let your musical mind take over. And I'm trying to tap into that.
Yeah, I call it putting all that stuff behind you, all the stuff you learn, you put it behind you, and then just let the instrument play. You know? Right.
Yeah, and because your mind will get in the way sometimes. If you stop and think, it's too late. Too much time has already gone by, and now you sound like you scuffed up.
Right. Okay, so when you first started playing at 16 and all that, and we're up to now, who are some of the bands that you might have started off? What are some of your body of work up until today as a musician, bass player?
As far as like what influenced me, or what bands I'm playing with?
As a player.
Oh, I did a couple of years with Karen Coleman, the Detroit violinist. I did a couple of years with Jocelyn B and the Motor City Street Players, and I've spent like the last. I was in the band that won the Hennessy Cognac Jazz Search in 1991 with Henry Gibson and Ron Otis. Ron's I don't know if you guys ever hit with Ron, but if you ever get a chance to hit with him, don't turn it down. He's awesome. And I've actually been doing about the last 25 years on and off, mostly on with a suburban guy named Pat Brennan.
Okay.
And it's always fun to play with him, and I always try to make myself available. It's sort of in between things, though. I sort of guilty of putting all my eggs in one basket, playing so much with Pat. Love the guy to death like a brother, but he decided to do this duo thing and sort of left me scrambling for a gig. I was like, man, I got to get back out there, cause
right. So now, besides Pat, who you playing with currently?
Nobody at the moment.
Nobody. You looking to?
Yeah, I got ads out, word of mouth, and I'm looking to do either like a funk jazz type thing.
But now, how do you get the word out there about yourself?
There's anything from Craigslist to Facebook, and there's another site called BandMix. You can put up your old profile, and a lot of musicians will see it.
And along with that, you put your little resume of your body of work, right? Yeah,
you can put anything that you want to type in, and you can upload MP3s of your stuff and videos as well, and pictures. So that BandMix is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, if I wanted to listen to you playing, of course I couldn't hire you as a bass player because I play bass myself. I don't know. We might have to put together a 5-bass band or something one of these days.
Would that be interesting? Yeah.
But if I wanted to hear you, some of your body of work, where could I go specifically to maybe have a targeted Kevin?
The BandMix has probably got the most of my material on it. It's just Kevin Lee Floyd.
Kevin Lee Floyd on bandmix.com. And if I just wanted to chat with you and just maybe see if you ever join a band.
Phone number's right in the ad, yeah.
Well, I don't want to call you, man.
Call me right now.
You got a Facebook or anything like that?
Yeah. It's, I think, same thing, just my name, yeah.
Kevin Floyd.
Yeah.
And what's that again? Kevin what?
Floyd. I don't know if I remember if I put Lee, my middle name, in there or not. Because I actually worked with another guy named Kevin Floyd, so I started using my middle name.
Kevin Lee Floyd.
Okay, Reginald Canty over there hanging out. And thank you once again, our gracious host who allows us to use this gorgeous and cozy, I heard that was a word.
Cozy.
Cozy basement, that's BASSMINT. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Not you. I was talking to Reggie. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was like, thank you for the use of the basement. But what he was saying is that you do use your middle name on Facebook.
So. I think so. Yeah. It's on there, Reg?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, I ain't want to keep you, man, but you play so nicely. I'm trying to think of some more questions. Anybody else have any questions for this fine bass player? Anybody?
Do you
You haven't touched on it
crickets.
yet. Yeah. What are you doing musically right now?
Nothing. Man.
Yeah, just
I'm writing
touched on it.
stuff and recording it at home. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
What kind of
Pat
amp you
decided.
playing
I'm sorry.
What kind of amp you playing for?
I got Harky stuff right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
A 410.
But this
or-
Mark bass is sounding pretty good. I don't know.
Harky what?
I got two. I was in a rock band, man. I got two 410s, a 115, a 110, a singular 115 with the power amp built in.
So when you go out and
I got
play,
stab.
is this the high drive? You got
No, now I use 110. My back, I don't want to pick it up anymore. Yeah, and it works 90% of the time.
I mean, isn't that amazing? Us older guys, I got like a 112 that I carry out now, and it's Gens bands or Gens bands,
Yeah.
and the head is like 5 pounds. I refuse to go old school like I used to, where you and I got to go up and down a flight of stairs. So it ain't happening, man. Dennis, what you look pretty young. Do you carry a big old rig with you in?
I use 410s.
A 410?
Gallon Kruger. I actually have the, what is it now? The MB800. So that's a nice, light little 5-pound head. But I put it in a rack, so I kind of defeat the purpose of it.
Yeah. And Corey, you be doing them big stages, so they have backline for you, right?
There's a lot of backline, but when there's not, I'm doing what you're doing. I got a Gens Benz 112.
Oh, you were the one that brought it to the Bass Fest. That was your rig that we was in.
I had it in my car that day.
I keep mine in the car too, but I ain't telling nobody what kind of car I drive.
I even got a cart for that. It's already light.
Exactly. Alvin, another backline type bass player. I just saw your big old show last winter, and it was ringing out all over the place. But when you're not playing that, what kind of gear you?
I got an acoustic 200 combo, 115.
Acoustic.
Yeah.
They still make gear.
And it works great for that.
I forgot all about that. I bet nobody say custom. I don't want to hear custom amps in there.
Oh, I had the big ugly padded one too. Just 3 people to get it out to the basement.
Chuck.
I got an old PV 115.
Ooh.
An old
It was heavy though, man.
Mark IV head.
It was heavy.
It's at church.
Okay. And we also got another guest over there that plays guitar. And we always welcome Detroit guitar players in the basement. What's your name? I forgot, man.
It's Maurice.
Yeah, Maurice. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Good.
One of my buddies, actually.
Yeah. If I known I was going to be on TV, I would have combed my hair.
And how about you?
What's that?
What kind of amp do you use?
Right now, I don't really got too much good stuff, but I practice on that I take to my friend's house. A nice Fender combo, nice small Fender combo that I got with precision bass.
So far, everybody lightweight. What about you, Mike?
I'm on the heavy side, but I got endorsements though, so I was cool. I got a Goliath 410s.
The Goliath is by.
SSWR. Then I got a Harky 410s, and then I've got TubeWorks Mouse Valve 500.
Wow.
Okay. And Bruce?
I got a Galen Kruger 112, and then I've got a little.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
way to be.
Yeah, it's a wonderful amp, and everyone keeps telling me to turn down when I use it. It's louder than hell. I've got a 110 cabinet that I can run with it if I want a little bit more, and then I've got an Ampeg Portaflex B15T. It's the transistor one, but it still sounds good.
This is a bass pimp?
Most of my stuff is backline, but I have a GKRB 800, and I use a Dr. Bass 212 4-ohm. Yeah, it's a 4-ohm cabinet with the GK head. But most of them, I'm like everybody else. I mean, I walk into the gig, this rig's there for me, so every now and then I have to bring out my rig, and I'm trying to avoid that.
Right. Right now, so I guess times have changed, because we first started this about talking about the heavy gear that we used to have, and it appears as though everybody is transformed to the lighter stuff, 410 type stuff. I guess if I asked what everybody used to play, then we have it'll be a different conversation. I guess the sound is better, but they still can't put it in a cell phone, a good bass.
That's all I'm waiting for.
I mean, if you plug in, if you can plug in the headset, you can get it. But for just a natural speaker, they still hadn't invented a small speaker for bass frequencies yet.
Right.
Now,
when they do, they're going to make a lot of money. Whoever that is.
Yeah. Now, as we were asking everybody about their gear, we had some wonderful bass licks going in the background. What is all that stuff for you over there playing, man?
Oh, that was one thing I started working. I never did finish. What is the name of that? Off of Jocko's second. You guys recognize this? What is it?
I don't know.
I know what it is.
It's got definite Spanish feel to it.
Yeah.
I've heard that. That was the dominant, diminished. You hear the diminished?
Some classical piece.
Right, I've heard that 100 times. I forget what it was.
I think it's off the
Play
second album.
Play punk jazz.
Punk jazz? No, I can't.
Y'all gotta hear that punk jazz. How about Ting Time? Yeah. What was that? That's another one. That's off the Heavy Weather album, right?
Opus.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Teen Time?
I used to know.
Well, Teen Town is kind of like the guitar version of Stairway to Heaven.
God.
All right.
You want to know the commercial for the underarm? Nervous is what is that? Soft and dry. Played T-Town at Baker's Keyboard Lounge. I found out what nervous is, why you need soft and dry. It's like, holy shit. I did that with Henry Gibson there, and it's like, man.
I mean, I could just tell that you a bass connoisseur of fine bass music, but I feel you on that bass,
Like
man.
a Dizzy Duck over there.
You are a good bass player, man.
Yeah,
So-
he made that comment that was the ugly bass. If you don't like it, you can give it to me.
So, anybody else have any questions for this fine bassist?
Yeah, is that a burner series bass, Kevin?
Yeah, it's a Burner
That
Deluxe.
stuff sounds good.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It has I like it just a little bit better than Fender Jazz, just a rear pickup, because I use that a lot, and I can still get beefy without raising a ton of low end on the rear pickup.
Yeah, that's
It's a really good slap sound. It has a different honk to it that
Let me hear what the slap sounds.
isn't like the other.
Is it active or passive?
It's active. Actually, it's passive, but the EQ is active.
Okay.
So it has, I don't know,
All right, that's good. Once again,
a little bit different of that mid-range.
it's kind of weird, man. I was looking at your right hand technique as a thumpist, because that's what you are. You evidently you studied and you have a degree in it, so you.
No, I'm not that good of a slapper at all. There's a lot of guys.
But it's weird how your thumb is more at a downward angle.
Like this?
Yeah, not that severe, but yeah, at a downward angle as opposed to upward angle. It's kind of weird how so many different people ask me teach them how to thump. I was like, well, if I teach you, it's gonna be like I do it. But it's so many different ways.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways.
I never really
to do
thought
it.
about it. You just put your hand on there and sort of copy what the other guys are doing.
Yeah.
You know?
So if anybody looking for a bass player now, you gotta hire this guy, man. He's pretty good. Anybody else got any questions for this fine bassist?
Yeah, I want him to slow something down. Show me that double thump where you pull the thumb in and pull it back out.
Yeah, that was that was a piece I wrote. I think I had to be 20 years old, so that's like decades ago. But I tried to incorporate that by using it. It's I think. Was Victor one of the first ones?
Yeah.
They did the up pull.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
So are you doing a triplet?
That's what it sounds like.
So it's open down, fret it, pluck it, pull it up.
So basically,
now you ask me to do it, I can't do it smooth.
Well, basically, with the right hand is kind of doing a hammer thing.
Yeah.
I mean the left hand, excuse me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you're doing it like a quadruplet there. Yeah, that's something we can get into. What you asking about
like
technique for as fast as you is on front?
I cheat. I told you how I do it.
Yeah. That boy right there, he can. You hear that?
Yeah.
Move your bass out of the way, go ahead.
Yeah, Mopar wrist.
Now you see how his thumb is down. See?
Yeah, I cheat.
Right, but his thumb is down. You notice, like I said, everybody's different.
Yeah, everybody's got their own way, the way it just sort of rests on it.
But man, we ain't want to keep you, man. Did anybody else have any questions for this fine bassist? Anybody? All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and let you go, man, and see if we can squeeze a few more interviews with these bass players, because it's my goal to interview every single Detroit bass player, even if you ain't from Detroit. You could be from Westland, Inkster. I've interviewed Inkster, Westland, Dearborn, Detroit, Oak Park, Plymouth. I mean, we trying to get them all, every single last one of them, and it don't matter. You don't gotta play as well as this guy right here. You can. I was about to say you can suck.
Cut that out too.
But that's not encouraging.
What people don't understand is even if you've been playing for 2 weeks, you can still sit in that chair.
That hot seat.
Right.
And tell us how bad you want to play.
Yeah.
What you want to play.
Right.
Still questions.
And
You
usually,
don't have to perform just because you're sitting in the hot seat.
right. And with that said, Kevin, why don't you just play us something out, man? Some Jocko. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin
Sounds a lot
Floyd.
better in front.